here she comes, the highway woman. She comes with music for your soul, and then moves along. She moves along.
And if you're just joining us, this is Bridget London. You've been listening to the Highwaywoman Radio Show, and I'm happy to have back on the show the fantastic, kick-ass Kara Clark. She's got a new album coming out. She's on a new label. We're going to play some new songs and find out what's going on with her. So, hey, Kara, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Now, are you in Nashville at this moment?
I am in Nashville. I'm going to hang around here for a while, then hit the road.
So you have a brand new album coming out on Rusty Knuckles. Tell me how the Rusty Knuckles thing came about.
It came about actually last year. You know, I got contacted that he was interested in me, and I was in the middle of a different deal, and so I really didn't get back with him. And then we did talk on the phone a couple times, and then he came and saw me at Muddy Roots. And that's when we started talking more seriously. And then I think it was December is when I went ahead and said yes and signed a new deal to do a whole new release for me.
Very cool. Now, what's the name of the new album?
We're going to self-title it. I've never self-titled anything. And so we were debating what to title it, and we just both kind of agreed, let's just self-title it, because it's going to go out to such a bigger audience than anything I've had previously. So it'd be like a new beginning. So
right.
Kara Clark is what we called it.
Well, and I knew you'd been doing a lot of writing, you know, just staying in touch with your music and all of that. So you had quite a lot of new material anyway to bring to the table.
Absolutely. I write way more than I do anything else. You know, I love performing and stuff, but I think deep down I'm a songwriter. That's my thing. That's my niche. And so I have a ton of new stuff, but that was something else that was brought to the table with this new release. Do we put old stuff on there? Do we do all new stuff? Because I definitely wanted my fan base to hear new things, but at the same time, it's going to be such a larger audience.
Right.
Didn't really make sense to get rid of the old stuff that no one's heard yet. So we kind of met in the middle. So the new record, I think, has 4 new ones, and then I think 9 that we just remixed, remastered for older records. So it's best of both worlds.
I think that's really smart because, like you said, this is going to go out. You have such great material that a lot of people have not heard yet, and it'd be a shame for those songs to, you know, get on the byline there. So I think that's wonderful. All of your stuff is so strong. You have such a unique sound, and you bring something so different, and I'm really excited to see a woman on that label. Good for you.
Yeah, me too.
It was about time. I love Rusty Knuckles. I mean, obviously
right.
It's got some of my favorite artists are on that label. You share that label with Billy Don Burns, who's one of the greatest songwriters of all time, in my opinion. So that's saying a lot about who you are as a writer and an artist. So I think this is exciting, and I'm really glad that Rusty Knuckles signed you and is going to give you the audience that you deserve. Let's get right to showcasing some of that great talent, and then I want to come back and talk to you some more about your beginnings and influences and such. So your first single, tell me about this song and why you chose it as the first single and the inspiration behind it. This is an intense song.
Yeah, I don't even know how it came about. I just, in the last 8 months maybe, started playing the piano, and I was like, I thought it could just bring a different sound to me because I've played guitar so long. That's my thing. I thought I'm going to stretch myself and play the piano. So one night, I just came up with that riff at the beginning, and I had written the lyric to that song about halfway and put it away. And then I thought, oh, that'll fit. And, 20 minutes, I was done. We made a little work tape of it, and I sent it to the label, and he was just like, yes, Go record it. So we recorded it, yeah, and we kept it stripped down on purpose because I could have, really produced it like, some of my other tunes like Lonely. I could have went with, but I thought, this is so creepy. It doesn't need anything else. So we just left it alone, and we brought in the, steel guitar and just really creepy instrumentation and just left it, mastered it just like that. So when it came time to choose the single, once again, I thought, because I love the people who support me, everything I have has just been legwork on the internet and friends telling friends. So I kind of thought, the first release has to be something new for them. And then it is so different. And that's one of the reasons we chose it, because we debated 1925, but I kind of stuck to what I wanted, and he agreed. So, and we also think a video is going to be, awesome for that song because the story's so intense. So I think 1925 will come second, but that's going to be the one out of the gate.
Great choice. And, it is so lyrically driven, too. I like it that it's not, covered up, so to speak, musically. It's produced really well.
Yeah.
Did you produce this yourself, Kara?
Yeah. I produced everything I've ever done, at least partially, if not fully. But that song, I wrote myself. I played the piano. David Walker, who I worked with forever, he helped me with it, engineered, and there was some back and forth with him. But I'm proud that I take charge on all my music, and I have a say-so on everything,
Hell yeah. All right. Let's play Memory Lost, Kara Clark, folks, and we'll be right back with more with Kara.
And I swore the truth, though I swear I have no memory of killing you. I remember the sound of sirens, the sheriff screaming out my name, telling me that someone's dying, like it was yesterday, in the living hell you put me through. For the life of me, I don't remember.
And that was the first single off of the new self-titled Kara Clark album on Rusty Knuckles Records. The song is called Memory Lost. What's the official release date, Kara?
July 9th. It's available for pre-sale right now, and there's new merch. I finally got really cool T-shirts, too, and he's got some package deals that are only going to be available for pre-sale, and once it goes into distribution July 9th, that won't be available anymore. But physical is July 9th. Right now, you can go to Rusty Knuckles' website and order it pre-sale.
Now, we were talking earlier about your different, you have such a unique sound. Let's talk a little bit about particularly your influences and what has helped shape your sound. Like, what starting out early grabbed you, and then what grabs you now in difference,
Yeah, it's funny because people have a hard time, genreing me, and I struggled with that for a long time until I just finally said, I don't care anymore what you call me, because my rock friends call me country, and my country friends say I'm rock. I mean, it's all over the map. But I think it's a couple things. I never did music. I wasn't one who, from the time I was born till now, I didn't. I was kicked out of choir once in the 9th grade for being a smart ass, and then did what I know. I did what you do from West Virginia. You grow up, go to college, get married, have children. I mean, that's what I was doing. But throughout my life, I was a rocker as far as what I liked. But, born and raised in West Virginia, and you can listen to me talk, I'm country, So I would go back and forth in school, listening to Metallica, going to Metallica concerts, and then listening to Van Seals. I was all over the place because I've always been like that. If it's a good song to me, it's a good song. And, it doesn't mean I'm totally devoted to that band forever. It just means that song got me and I loved it. So it goes from Cash to Tool to, Linda Perry, Edwin McCain. I'm all over the place. But a main thing when I'm influenced, because I'm a songwriter and musician, I'm just unique. I'm my own thing. But I'm mainly influenced by someone that's like that. They stuck to their guns no matter what anyone told them. They did their thing and succeeded. And that's what I really respect out of musicians, artists, anybody really in life. So
right.
Most of the ones I like, are so unique and just sound like themselves, that really gets to me, because I love drive-by truckers. I think they need so much more success. I think they're brilliant, you know. But,
Right.
you know, I love Shooter, I love Hank 3, but all those people are just who they are, take it or leave it, and, you know, do their thing, and that's what I try to do. I'm trying.
You
Been
do. You
trying.
do it well. I think you do it really well. That's why, aside from your artistry, just as a whole, why I'm so behind you. And now you kind of intrigued me here for a minute. I want to go back. You said that you weren't one who did music. You went and did what you did. So what was the magic moment? Tell me a little bit about how you know this all birthed for you.
It's crazy. People I've had several bios over the years, but people always think I make them up because they're so bizarre. Because I didn't do music, never had a lesson. You know, I was married and had babies and decided, hey, I'm just going to be a musician. Up in West Virginia, I was a flight medic. And it was a contest
Wow.
that went on in Huntington, where I'm from. And, you know, some of my friends heard me, and they're like, you should do that. So, I mean, I just got a guitar, like a little Yamaha crappy guitar, and bought a VCR tape, how to play the guitar. And then next thing you know, I'm writing music and singing. And I had never even been to Nashville. We packed up and moved. And it was crazy. The story's just insane. I started playing on Broadway, never had a band in my life. I lied. I was like, oh, I've been doing this forever. I didn't know what I was doing. It was awful. So, but the writing, I think looking back on my teen years or whenever, the writing was there because I did do poetry and I did do things like that, but never music. Another crazy thing, my mom and I were going through my grandmother's hope chest, and there was a piece of paper dated when I was like maybe 5 or 6. She had written the date on it, and I had just drawn her little silly things. But on the drawing, I had drawn a guitar, I had drawn a microphone, and it's just, we just thought it was so creepy weird, because then so many years went by, and here I am, a musician in Nashville. But people look me up from school, and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I know. Something happened. I don't even know what happened.
Well, you ended up on the path you were meant to be on, you know, if you a little self-prophecy there as a little kid.
I guess so. I guess I called it out.
That's interesting. It is, because I find that fascinating, because it's kind of the opposite for me, you know what I mean? And I love that. I love that music is so, it can just reach anybody at any time and frickin' grab them, and then that's it. I think that's the coolest thing about it, and maybe it inspires somebody else to have the balls to pick it up and start doing it if they hear your story too, you know what I mean? So I like that. I dig that. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just did it on a whim, and it's insane. And when I first moved to Nashville, you know, I went to a vocal coach who's pretty famous, you know, coaches everybody, and I was going to cancel it. I'm like, I'm not going in there. You know, she's going to think I'm an idiot. But I found out the night before, if you cancel it, you still have to pay the $189 an hour. And I was like, I'm going.
That's right.
So it's crazy. I go in there with my little karaoke CD. It's awful. And she gives me like this 10-minute spiel of Nashville's got blah, blah, and he said, you'll never, you know, really put me down. I was like, this sucks. And then she listened to like 30 seconds of the 3 songs, and she turned it off, and she turned to me and she said, take back everything I just said. She said, you're either born with it or you're not. She said, I can teach you how to breathe, I can teach you technique, but people want to learn phrasing and emotion and a unique, and she said, you got it. Girl, after that, I didn't even want her lesson. I was so happy. I just sit down Broadway. I was like, of course, this has been 11 years ago, and here I sit. But, you know, it is crazy.
Oh, that's cool. Well,
I know.
I love this story, Kara. Now, and this is exciting. I have a really good feeling about this with you, with Rusty Knuckles and this album. I think that this is going to shoot you to where you need to go to get your music out there. And I love the songs that I've heard so far. I haven't heard all of them, but I've heard several of them. And another one that I really like is 1925, which you actually brought up earlier as a possible single. Why don't you talk a little bit about the song? We'll play it for everybody.
That song was actually written, I would say, over 6 years ago. and it was my guitar player at the time. He and I wrote it, and it's funny. It's one of those songs that it just never got right. Like, we would do a little demo on it, and it was like two one thing or two the other, and so I just put it away. Never played it live, never did anything with it. And then when we were working on Southern Hospitality, it came to my mind, and I was like, I need to bring that song back out. And so we finally got it, almost, to where it had to be, and I was lucky that Brent Mason, who's like #1 guitar player in the United States, session dude, he came in and played on it for me, and we just really got it there. And then when I signed with Rusty Knuckles, and we're talking about what songs, what not songs to pull off, put on. And then I met some wonderful people on that label, and it's like a family to me now. But we put banjo on it, which actually pushed the record release back. But I didn't care, because I think that was the one thing in the 6 years of that song, it got it. Buck put banjo on it for me, and then we went and remixed, remastered, and it's just like, now it's like a whole new song to me, and I'm just in love with it. We still don't play it live, though, because it's tough.
Right?
It's a tough one to pull off live, but we're going to.
Play that for everybody, and let's hope to see this also as a single down the line. 1925 from Kara Clark's brand new self-titled album, due out July 9th. So what's going on with you right now, Kara? Besides this big release, are you going to go on tour to promote it? Tell me what's in store for 2013, maybe some upcoming projects you want to share, shows, whatever. Just give us a scoop. What's going on?
Yeah, I think, the label has it right as far as how to market this, and it's going to be released and really pushed and not throw me on the road all over the U.S. so people who haven't even heard it yet. So it's kind of a smart thing. Keep me here, really, really push it, and then send me out. Where, target where it's played and the fan base, and go play for them, and do kind of one-offs, I guess, at first. In the meantime, I'm just writing. Because I write so much stuff that's not me, it's not for me. It's other kind of stuff. So I'm interested in really pursuing that, and maybe getting some cuts and do both. Have the artist sing and also just be a quote-unquote Nashville songwriter, pay some bills with that. But hopefully a big tour this year. I know he gets a lot of his artists on some really great tours, so fingers crossed for that. Go play.
I'm hoping you get your butt to Texas. That would be really cool. Love to see you. Love to see you down here. And yeah, I think people would really dig you in Austin. I'm excited about this, girl.
Yeah, that's definitely good stuff.
Yeah.
I am too.
Let's tell folks now, where can they get the album now? In July, it'll be everywhere, right? Digital retailers, everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's worldwide distribution in July. I'm just counting down, just looking at my watch. I'm like, come on. But right now, I know. Pre-sale is on the Rusty Knuckles music website. You just go under the artist, and there I am. This got the shirts, male and female shirts, the CD, and then package deals. In July, it'll just be, hopefully, just all over the place.
And let's tell folks your website, KaraClark.com.
KaraClark.com. I'm on Reverb Nation, Kara Clark Music, Facebook, Kara Clark Music. It's everywhere. That's what I said last night in my interview. You just Google me. You'll find me. You might find stuff you don't want to see, but whatever.
Let's go out here with, how about Kill Me?
That's another one that I wrote lyrics to probably a year and a half ago. Never wrote it. I think I threw up the lyrics one day on Facebook, and my mom about fainted. Because I was like, Mom, not everything I write is literal. Come on now, settle down. I love double entendres. I love playing on words. I've been told you need to be a little bit more simple, and I'm like, nope, can't do it. So I just came up with the idea of that old, this saying, what doesn't kill you is going to make you stronger. And I thought, that's stupid. That's dumb. So I just reversed it, because I like writing depressing stuff, feel good music. And so that's what I just wrote it. It's really not even autobiographical. It's just another piano thing for me. I was like, it just opened a whole door of a sound, I think. And we kept that one kind of stripped down too. Because I agree with you. Even stuff that's not in my genre that's really making waves right now is stripped down. I mean, even on the radio, it's a lot of piano vocal stuff. So we purposely left it alone, just because the vocal on that one is pretty big. Once we got the vocal and the harmony, I remember David saying, "Can you get above that?" And I was like, "Yes." So once we got that harmony laid, we didn't want to put anything else on it. We just left it.
I'd love to play it now, and I want to tell folks to make sure they get a copy of this album, Kara Clark, self-titled. Google her, YouTuber, and Twitter, all that stuff. And let's go out with Kill Me, Kara Clark. Thank you so much, Kara.
Thank you.
This is something I forget. You're leaving me, left me weak. Fate is gone, I'm empty. The truth hasn't set me free, and I'm scared to death. I'm starting to believe what doesn't make me stronger.
Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Bridget London, and this has been the Highway Woman Radio Show.
Now there she goes, the highway woman, and she's brought music to your soul and moves along